Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. Oh, and here comes my cat. I guess she's ready. My cat and dog are having a face-off, so there may be a war at some point during this, so we'll see how that all goes. Howdy, everybody. My original plan was not to do any streaming today, but sadly, we had a great event this weekend. I was able to stream the box yesterday, and when I got my car this morning, it would not start. So my car has now been towed to a shop and is there. So I am home doing various other things and whatnot for the day. And I figured, hey, let me play some Maria Hill and Builder Injustice. So what better way to start than a nice 50-card Maria Hill deck? I thought that would be fun. And let's fight on Expert and see how we can do. So we're just going to do this one for today. If I don't win the first time, I'll try a second time if I can with time. And then at the end, I can go through the deck with you. No sense showing it off if it doesn't win, right? So we'll see how that goes. So I built her Injustice, focusing around a lot around the shield stuff. Kind of seemed like an obvious first way to go with the build outside of leadership. So I thought that would be fun. If you're here, feel free to say hello in the chat. Questions, comments, other things. Tell me what you're excited for in the upcoming box. I'm trying to find my table here. And away we go. So we are going to fight Black Widow here. That's Yelena Belova, I believe. So first things first, we have to put 2 threat on the Widow's Web. This can go to 10, and it goes up by X per turn, where X is the stage number per player. And then it also says to place 2 threat per player on the first main scheme. No, kitty, you can't get up here. Okay. We'll see how that goes. She may go a little crazy. She's got 16 health. When we attack her, we remove a threat from here, from the main scheme. We discard a preparation, and we go from there. So we're going to try to play a little cheat code where we dance around attacking her. We're going to try to play Maria without using attacks and see how it goes. All right, Cat, I'm going to have to move you. All right? It's a little too much for you to be up here. Come here. All right. Enter the enemy of the existence. All right, there you go. Welcome. All right. So away we go. We're playing with standard 3 here on expert mode. Actually, did I put my expert cards in? I did not. So where are those? Now that I say that, I need to make sure that I put those cards in. Sorry, everybody. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. Oops. Black Widow is entering for the card. Yes. Thank you for joining me. All right, we got the expert cards in here as well, so we should be good. All right, let's see what we can do. Shuffled up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a double. We have a one-way if we want to flip up. We have an on the double if we want to take care of things. So generally, we could put out our ship if we wanted to. We could try to hunt for some doubles, but we probably don't need them, I think. I'm trying to think of the math here on one way, but that gives us +3 with the double. Yeah, I think we're good. So I think we can leave it like this. So let's go search for the Iliad, I think is a good place to start. Help us get control. There's a lot of searching in this one. So we'll put the Iliad in hand. We can then We'll have to take a hit, but I don't think that matters. We can flip up and play one way or another. And we can get a side scheme. Each other encounter gains insight. How about mad science? They all gain acceleration icons. All right, so we'll put 4 threat on that. It's 2 hinder 2. We'll draw 3 cards. See if we get a double in there. We did. So we can use this double, and actually first we can use this double to play government liaison. Use that and a double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll play the Iliad for us. Iliad can come in, and we can use, it's got 3 counters there. Hey, Robert. Just finished watching the campaign. Yes, Reluctant Foe is the card that you're referring to there. It's a great card. All right, so the Iliad will remove 4 threat to clear the mad science. So that goes away. And then we'll play on the double, which lets us ready a shield with cost 6, actually any number. And we'll use it to clear the threat from here, because the Iliad can clear 4. We'll call that a turn and draw back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And away we go. So 2 threat goes on the main. We got rid of the acceleration. She's going to attack us for 2. We're just going to take the hit. It's 3, so we go to 6. And then we will draw an exhaustion. Darn it. And destroy evidence. We'll have 4 on it. We're going to go to that. All right. So we can spend 2. We could bring this in. We could bring this in. We got lots of options here. All right. Let's spend the government liaison to bring in the support staff. Excuse me. This will come in with 3 counters on it. We can then do what? We need to get more counters there is the tricky part. So we can surveillance team or we can Mockingbird. I think Mockingbird's a little bit better in this case. Although we could hold the double. So we can go 1, 2, 3 to play for Mockingbird. She'll confuse here. Oh, right, we can't use the Iliad on that. So that'll be a little tricky. We will exhaust her to remove a threat here. And we'll flip down. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're good there. We did draw to be able to get another card, so that's good with the Skilled Investigator. Thank you for watching, though, Robert. Yeah, yesterday Matthew and I played through the entire campaign, so you can go watch that with Maria and Nick. We adjusted the decks a little bit just for kind of speed of play was the idea. This goes up 2 a turn because we're on stage 2. She's confused, and then we just get an encounter card. That encounter card, though, has Insight 1. And this is Evil Alliance. Each Nemesis minion play activates against you. If there are none, place through 3 pursuit counters. And this has to go to 4. Oops, wrong side. So we're close. All right. We have been attacked. We can get the Pericles out if we want to, which is probably good because we have Mockingbird there. So I think that's mostly our plan. Can we... Actually, maybe we go a different route. We could get a bunch and hold that one. So if we exhaust here and we get the one that gives us... Oh, we can't get that one. Right. So this one, the one with the title, is not that. So instead, can we get a helicarrier out? Let's see if we can. Hey, nice. No work meetings right now. Well, thank you for joining. All right, we will play Skilled Investigator. And then... we didn't think this through. I needed to not do this. So this is going... The helicarrier is going back in because I need to thwart for 2, and I need Mockingbird to thwart for 1. To clear this. So my bad. I had that plan in my head but didn't execute it. Skilled Investigator then draws me a card, which is Super Spies. Mockingbird takes one here. She'll be able to block for me. Now, I could either play the Pericles, which is probably my play, or what stinks is I need to get things to get tokens out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could use all of these, hold on to Super Spies in case I can get Nick next turn. I'll play the Pericles with 2 on it. I'll exhaust it. This lets me stun or confuse, and then any status to an ally or minion. So I'll give her a tough so she can block, and then we'll have a confuse for the next turn. Buy us 2 turns. We're going to have to save the Iliad because we haven't drawn anything. That's the negative. Hey, there's our shield director, so that will be good. Not a shield card, so we can't fish it out. So you do have to wait on that card a little bit. This is going to go up 2 to 7. I didn't think about that. She's attacking me for 2. Mockingbird will block. It is 2 only. The tough goes away. And then we draw Dark Design. So we place a pursuit counter, and this will trigger instead of the scheming. So we're going to take Controller and put him into play. We are going to then put Army of the Controlled into play with 3 on it. And we're going to put the Controlled Innocents, and these 2 get shuffled in. So now what happens is we play cards off the top of our deck that are 1/1/1s, similar to Ultron's minions. When do we have to do that? After the controller activates against you. We have to remove a counter and do that. So may have to make some sacrifices. We did get Nick Fury as well. So is there a way to do that? I could pass up... Oh, I don't even have to pass up Shield Director. So I think that's going to be my better play here. All right, so let's see what we can do. We are going to exhaust Government Liaison. We are going to spend 1, 2, 3, so that's 4 total to play Nick Fury. Then we are going to play Super Spies. So if Nick and Marie are in play, I can add 3 counters. So we're going to add 2 to the Iliad and 1 to the Pericles. Yeah, I think this gets a little more done. Then, how do we want to do all this? They can remove this threat. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to discard here. Nick adds a counter to something, so we'll add it here. Discard this, trigger Skilled Investigator, draw a card. Hey, it's a double. So we'll use the double to play the Shield Director. Then we will use the Pericles to confuse the controller and to give ourselves a tough. We're going to flip down. We're going to use the Iliad to remove 4 threat from this. And did I exhaust this? I didn't. I'm going to use this one here on the Iliad for now. Wow. Okay, so we got a pretty good control setup going on and lots of tokens. All of a sudden they came. That's the thing with decks. If you wait long enough, you draw the cards you need. Especially if you put a variety of ways to acquire them. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got Coulson, a surveillance team. This life model decoy is a preparation, so it's nice I can go draw it with Coulson. So I can play Coulson, then get this back and use it if I need to. So we're good on that front. Love the look of the campaign yesterday. Thanks for that. Oh, no problem. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Mockingbird. Oh, she only stuns? What did I end up doing? Did I end up confusing? I was thinking she could place a status. Does it work if the Pericles does the opposite, or did I miss it? She had to stun, and what did I do? I confused here. I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping that maybe this could have done the opposite when I played mine, and it would have been okay, or I could have put a tough here, and it would have been the same. So I apologize. I should have read the card, Mockingbird. I'm thinking place a status on a character. So I may have made that mistake. I'm hoping that something here would have been able to correct it. I don't have an easy way to go back. All right, but I do appreciate the correction. I wasn't trying to do it wrong. All right, so 3 here. She's confused. Controller's confused. And we draw an aim grunt with guard. So we got a lot to take care of there. All right, threat's not bad, so we can use the Iliad. And we technically... No, we don't have enough to defeat it there. We could use Coulson. We could fish something out. Like the big red ship. All right, let's try it. The only one I struggle to say is this one. The Bellerophon. Bellerophon? Still doesn't roll off my tongue. It's the only one I'm unsure of. All right, we will flip up. We will use these 3 to play Coulson. No, I appreciate it. Keep me honest. I'm hoping, like I said, that I'd done the opposite status with the other card, but I think they were separate turns, so that was my bad. Coulson would then go get Life Model Decoy and put it in my hand. I would then have to spend this unless I use that to put a token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lets me play the Bellerophon. I would really like a phonetic writing of that. I think it would be helpful. Has 3 tokens on it, so we're going to use that to attack here, here, and here. In fact, it's not an attack. It does 3 damage to everything in front of me, or any player, and the villain without being an attack. And it will go down to 2 counters. Then Nick Fury will swing for 2 here, defeat the aim grunt. And I spent a counter from here, so we're going to add the counter back to that. The Iliad is going to defeat the controller, so he is out of play. And remove a counter from that. Nick Fury is going to get one here. And then Coulson and... I guess I'll use Mockingbird to block. So Coulson will remove 2 from here to bring that down to 3. Once we get under surveillance out, we should be in a lot better shape. And then the Pericles can stun her and tough here. It doesn't even make sense. I will confuse her and tough here. All right, looks good. Got quite the board state going on. Oh, it should not be 6. So this one should be here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got one way or another again, so we can dig our own mess. Reinforcements is great because we can start getting all these out. It's funny, it's playing out the same way as the regular deck, whereas I was trying to play into Justice and have a lot of like field agents and the whatever the other one is, surveillance teams, but to keep the threat under control here, I needed the Iliad early verse. I think in my first attempt off camera, I was able to get 2 of the other ones out, and it was a lot of control. So a little different on that front, but that's kind of the fun of the game. If it didn't do that, it wouldn't be as exciting. All right, we'll go to 5 here. She is going to attack me. I'm tough, so I'll just take it. I lose the tough. And then we will draw Attack-Robatics. Black Widow attacks you. Give her an additional boost for this attack card. Well, there you go. So she will attack for 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll use the tough on Mockingbird. Ooh, excuse me. All right, one way or another. Here we go. Feels like there should be something better to get. Like abduct superhumans doesn't seem so bad. Or this one here. All right, so we'll get automated defenses, which is 3 hinder 1. So that's going to have 4 on it. We're going to immediately use the Iliad to clear it. That clears away. We get to draw a card with Skilled Investigator. We also get to draw 3 cards with one way or another. Gosh, that is a powerful solo card. It's a powerful card in general, but man, in solo, even more ridiculous. All right, we do have a global logistics if we want to go that route. We've got 2 more big ships. Let's actually get the Sky Destroyer down. So let's pay a double and this to play the Sky Destroyer. Sky Destroyer will deal 2 damage. It's not an attack, so it works out well. Nick Fury will thwart for 2. He'll go away. He'll bring this down to 3. And he will give us a counter on the Iliad. Could even put it on the Pericles, I guess. This one will put one on the Pericles, which we can then use to stun and tough. We'll use this one to deal 3 damage. It's not super effective, but it gets us to the flip, so that is our goal. Let's use the support staff to play global logistics. Look at the top 4. We can discard any and keep the others where we want them. Attached hero cannot attack. Nabbed. I don't like this card. Other than that, these are 1 boosts. You are stunned. Take a damage. Don't like this guy, but we'll make him there. Are we going to draw out? Nope. Exhaust a character, discard. I think that's actually the one that I'd rather have. So we're going to discard this one and set these 2 up to be boost and card we get. Coulson will thwart for 2 here. Bring that down to 1. Excuse me. We are then going to do what? I don't think we need the Douglas, so we'll play the field agent who will come in with 3. And yeah, same thing. We're going to go through the deck soon, so we'll just play this government liaison, lose the Circe. We're going to flip, and we'll heal 3 to go back to 9. Well, I feel pretty good. This is a big board state with a lot of stuns, confuses, and toughs. Feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I'm just going to move this to the side. We got a lot of ways to get counters again still. And we're about to go through the deck, so we'll see everything again. Hey, there's Under Surveillance. See, you wait long enough, kids. Eventually it comes to you. All right. This goes to 3. She's confused. We missed that. So we'll just switch these 2. All right, and then I'm going to get this one. Yeah, I always forget. So this is going to attack. Attached your identity. Attached character cannot attack. Exhaust a character you control. Discard this. So all I have to do is exhaust a character, and this is good. So we will exhaust Mockingbird, and this goes away. It's all open information here. It's not like anything changed, so I could have just realized, oh, wait, she's going to be confused. I don't find that to be a big deal. Especially when you're talking out what you're doing. It's hard to remember all those things. All right, we want to get a helicarrier down. This all points bulletin definitely gets us to the point. Oh, Monica Chang. Wow. Okay, so maybe these aren't as important. Do we think there's anything left? Let's find out. There is a government liaison, so we can put that in our hand. I don't think we need it right now. We'll flip up. We will spend... We need to spend 2 somewhere. All right, so I think this liaison and these reinforcements will get the under surveillance out. So that can come into play. This liaison, this reinforcements, and this support staff will play the helicarrier. And then this liaison, this helicarrier, and this all points bulletin will play Monica Chang. When she comes into play, she gets me a surveillance team, and it gets +1 counter. And we'll trigger Sky Destroyer to bring this down to 6. We're going to use the Iliad now for 5 damage, so that goes to 1. We'll have Monica Chang thwart for 1. So this goes down to 2. We'll have Coulson thwart the remaining 2, and then we'll use the field agent and exhaust it so that he does not take consequential. We'll use this to add a token. Where do we want to put it? She's already stunned. Let's just flip her. So we'll put it on the Bellerophon, and then we'll exhaust it to deal 3 damage. So she will switch to stage 3. When she does, we place 3 threat on the main scheme. It'll now go up by 3, but we have the under surveillance on there. And she will go to 20 damage, which technically means 4 turns we win. Hopefully a little faster than that, but we have a countdown between these two. Certainly we could lose some of them. All right, and we're going to get an extra encounter card this turn. 1, 2. Hello, welcome, Monem Jeff. Thanks for joining. Thank everybody for joining. It's probably a relatively quick stream. I just wanted to play through some Maria Hill. I thought about doing both, but I do so many things where I jump over. But I want to try Nick Fury probably in aggression or something and see what he does as well. But I tried not to bite off more than I could chew. I got to get other things done today, so I had this deck and I thought, let's try it. And I thought it was fun to fight the villains from the box, so it seemed good to do. All right. We're going to add 3 threat to the main because that's the stage number we're on. So it's the stage, whatever stage we're on is the number of threat per player. So there's a lot of threat that goes on here. I don't believe I've attacked her once. I do have to remove threat, which I often forget. She is then stunned. And then our card will be the Aim Soldier, which will go and get the Aim Scientist. The Aim Soldier has Patrol. It finds the Aim Scientist and put it into play. If it can't find it, puts 1 threat on the main scheme. The Aim Scientist has Surge and Vulnerable, which means it's discard if it's stunned or confused. And while I'm engaged with another minion, I can't attack it. But again, I have things that don't attack. So that is what we've got. 20 damage. So we'll put it on here. We'll put a token on the Iliad. We'll deal 5. This then goes to 15. Let's see if we have anything here. Not much. Point of that. So we're going to spend 2 to play All Points Bulletin. For each shield support you control, remove a threat from a scheme or deal a damage to an enemy. So we're going to deal damage here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to deal 10 damage to Black Widow. We will then use the Bellerophon to deal 3 to everything in front of us, so these will be defeated. It's not an attack, so this takes damage. She takes 3, goes to 2. And then ironically, I don't really have anything that deals 2 damage. Maybe I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll play Nick Fury Sr. I will discard Monica Chang, because I can only have 3 in play. When he comes into play, I can remove 3 threat, draw 2 cards, or give a tough status. I will draw. I will attack her. That's my first attack. So first I remove a threat from here. He's going to deal 2 damage. I discard for a prep. It's not a prep. 2 damage. Final. Done. Defeated. So there you go. That's Black Widow. Feels like a cheat code to go around because I played all these ships and supports that deal damage. Oh, actually, when he came into play, the Sky Destroyer deals 2 damage. I forgot about that. So I had it without dealing any damage. Never attacking her. So that's kind of playing into the scenario, right? You're making it easier on yourself by thinking, okay, what makes the scenario hard and what am I doing to make it easier? I'll lay out the deck for you here because that's going to be it. This is a very short stream for me. I'm so used to these ones that go on for hours and hours. If there's anything people want to see as well, can let me know. Okay, here we go. Zoom in, is it any better? I know, it's the light coming from the window over here that makes all that chaos. All right, so we have Maria Hill here. And then I will show you what I put in. These are her cards. I've got the ships. Her cards are over here. I've got allies. I'll pull that down. The surveillance teams and the field agents. More allies over here. Double resources and events. Not a lot of events in here. Double resource. It's her card. Dum Dum. We never even saw Dum Dum that game. making separate piles of supports because she has so many supports. It seemed worth noting. I definitely think there's some ways you could tweak a deck like this. I think this one plays well into this scenario, but there's other things you might be looking for. So these are the 15 cards from her kit. My upgrades were Under Surveillance and Skilled Investigator. Under Surveillance is very strong here. Something like Batroc, you don't need it because you're counting down instead of up. I then have 3 Surveillance teams because those are going to play into Monica Chang, right, is the idea. And I put 2 Field Agents because I didn't feel like I needed 3 of them. I really want these to power up All Points Bulletin. So it's like for each shield support you control. So I have 2 more. And then I can use these for things like I did where I kept Coulson around. He could block. I kept whoever around. I did misplay Mockingbird there. I feel like I had pretty strong control, although that turn I flipped down. So, you know, there's all sorts of arguments, but either way. So I have those. And then the front organization allows me to discard this. So honestly, in a 50-card deck, this could probably go because I'm not going to see it that often, and I have so many things I could discard. So this is a spot that I'd probably change. But I think it's a cool card in general if you can get this early and protect her big ships. These are the big ships here. Did I misplay anything? No, as long as you play all the ships, that's what she allows you to do. I haven't thought about like not playing all the ships and what would happen. Helicarrier, a Sky Destroyer, and 3 Government Liaisons. Again, I think you can play 2, so if you're looking for spots to thin the deck. You can live without the Field Agents. You could live without this. You could live without these. I know there's people that like 41 cards is a sin. I played 50. Again, the reason for 50 with her is that I can search for cards. So the thicker the deck, I can just find whatever I want in terms of the upgrade. So it's not that big a deal. And then it just gives me more time to find all those cards. Certainly the things I'm looking for might be a little later, and you got to deal with that. But you saw exactly what happened here is once I went through the deck, things were cheaper. Things were just there for me, right, the second time, so it wasn't a big deal. 3 Homeland Interventions to help me remove threat. Again, I can use these, and I can use these, even use the allies to be able to remove threat, so it just gives me another way to control that. Super Spies is just really strong with her to be able to get those. It's hard to guarantee I'm going to get Nick. In my previous game, I just couldn't make that happen. 2 one way or another. Again, you do have to go to hero form, so if you're trying to stay in alter ego, that's not a card you would want, but it just gives me more card draw, and I played 1 global logistics. I think if you wanted to stay in alter ego, you would drop these one way or another's and go to 3 global logistics, and you just be telegraphing what's happening every turn, right? So it's a way to probably have even more control if that's something you're looking for. Thanks, Robert. Short and sweet is totally okay. Oh, that's good. I know. It's not as much me. Then I've got the 3 double resources. She's just definitely going to need those. And I like to play with one of each of these. Because the deck is so big, I just need some more resources throughout. She has, I believe, 2 of the special fundings. So I've got 5 double resources, but this gives me a shot of hitting another one and changing my math. They may end up being irrelevant. I don't care. It's such a thick deck, I will play right through, and it's not a big deal most of the time. And then my allies, Dum Dum Dugan is an endgame ally. Nick Fury can really just get... he can get further ahead. Since he's shield, I can now play him for cheaper. He allows me to draw more cards. It's only 2 instead of 3, but it still works well. And then Coulson, like I said, plays well because she has a preparation in her kit. So I really have no interest in playing Life Model Decoy, but it's a resource I could go get. I didn't feel like I needed something like Spycraft or all of those. I have the Global Logistics there, but that was just one to be able to do that. Mockingbird, which I played incorrectly, I think I confused instead of stunned, which I should have done, but it's great with the vulnerable minions and just another way to get that. And then Quake just gives me another minion, again, trying to trigger something like the Sky Destroyer to deal damage. Outside of that, Quake is somebody I could play, and then since I'm flipping down a lot, I can damage minions. So that's kind of the idea behind the deck and where I was going. How would I pare it down to 40 cards? I think I'd pull these 3, like I said. I'd probably go down to one way or another. I guess this gets better in there. I'd remove one of these. You probably wouldn't need these at that point. And I could live without something here. It could be Mockingbird. And again, I think you could run 1 fewer of these. This is mostly what I would do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got to actually commit to it. Can I survive with 2 surveillance teams? That's probably what I'm playing into, so not as much. I don't think the Sky Destroyer is super necessary. I was trying to deal damage without actually doing that. You could probably get away with 2 Homeland Interventions because you can remove a lot of threat. And one of these allies, let's go no Quake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I always feel like I could take a 50-card deck and make it a 40-card deck. So when I see a 50 card deck, I don't think of it as a negative. I think of it as like, oh, I could just adjust this to get what I want, right? So now this might be a little smoother in terms of what you're doing. I don't need these resources because there's fewer things in here. But again, a 50 card deck lets me get the Sky Destroyer down, lets me get another resource on the table, lets me cover myself, lets my card even play for more when I play it. More card draw, more resources, more. Then I just need these to smooth out like defense and that, right, is the idea. There you go. That was one deck against one specific thing. There's no guarantee. I don't really ever think of it as, I know people kind of look up the decks on Marvel and CDB and go from there. I think of always just adjusting to what I'm playing. What do I need to do? In this case, it was like, I need to deal as much damage without attacking as possible to not deal with that. And I can cover threat because I'm Injustice, right? That was the idea. So cool. Well, that's a game. Like I said, it feels short to me, but sometimes I guess that's okay. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching and joining me. I'll try to get a gameplay in with Nick Fury this week as well. I think I'll put him in Aggression and go up against something, maybe Moda. Oh, I think I know I want to do Thunderbolts. That's one of my favorites. So we'll do that matchup. I have no idea when, so just stay tuned and we'll get it played at some point. Hopefully my car gets fixed today and then I can get to do other things, because now that we had the event this weekend, I've got to go and do all the cleanup and other things. But that's that. So appreciate everybody for watching. You can feel free to like the video, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. Playing a little bit more on here if I can. I'll probably play some other games as well, so we'll see how it goes. But I always appreciate everybody for joining me, and I always love being live. That's my favorite thing. So cool. I'm the Brandt, and until next time, I hope you step into the portal, and I hope you enjoy Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when it comes out, hopefully next week in North America, worldwide. I think many people have it already. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.